Hey everyone, it's Sophia and I'm back again with another video. Here's a disclaimer just from the jump. Everything that I say here is based off of my experience. So if you experience something different, that totally makes sense. I mean, anyone that is going to Berklee, I feel like some of these things will apply to you regardless. Let's get to the point of this video. What to expect when you go to Berklee. So if you overthink, if you need to be prepared for everything, want to be over-prepared, have a lot of fears, are doubting the moving because moving is hard, then I hope this is helpful and I hope this reaches you. And I actually think that type of person will be watching this video because they will do exactly what I did. I did make a little list. If you know me, you know I'm gonna make a list. You know what? I have nothing. I don't know what this intro is. I don't know. Let's just get into it, shall we? I am a 4th semester in Berklee. I'm a transfer student and my instrument is voice. My degrees right now are gonna be songwriting and producing, but it's a minor. Cool. The first thing that I should talk about is before getting to Berklee. Try, if you can, go with a parent or someone who loves you or whatever, tour the school, set up meetings with financial aid, set up meetings with admissions, set up meetings with who would be your advisor. Meet with everyone. That's what I would advise. That's
what I did.
Will they help you? Some will. Then also go to Boston. You'll be able to kind of get a feel of everything I'm going to talk about. And if you can't go visit, honestly, set up meetings with people online. I would recommend going to Boston just so you can see what Boston is really like, because you will be having to live there for 4 or more years, you know? So you want to know what it's like. It's never too early to start looking at your degree. I remember I came in and people were like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. And now people are worried about that because you don't want to take classes that you don't need to take. The minute that you know what your degree is, dude, map out that degree. Also, before going to Berklee, I would say start working on your music if you can. You have something to show. If you meet somebody, you could be like, hey, listen to my music. I think I came in by having 2 singles released. Well, I'm actually not really good at advertising myself. I did start eventually like saying like, yeah, I have music out if you want to listen to it. Don't be ashamed. Everyone there is there to learn something. Before like you get to Berklee, start finding places basically to perform. You want to get that experience so that right when you get to Berklee, you can like really jump in, you know? Start being active on your social media. Start posting singing videos or videos of you playing bass, guitar, drums, whatever you play, the flute, I don't know. Here is why it's worth it. Number one, when you meet somebody, you'll be able to show them like, this is my Instagram, and that's how you start making connections. Orientation week, everyone is not giving out phone numbers. Everyone's giving out their Instagram. Here's another reason, which is leading to my next tip. Before you get to Berklee, start following people from Berklee. Look for Berklee College of Music on Instagram, look at who's following, and you can see on people's profile if they go to Berklee or not. Berklee is a very small school. There's only, what, 6,000 kids? Just get familiar with people because those are the same people you're gonna see until you graduate. DM people that play your same instrument. Find people who are entering just like you because you might run into them in orientation week. I feel like I had to really say this because this is really a big thing. If you are in high school and you're thinking about going to Berklee, Berklee is an expensive school. Point blank, period. Put that in perspective. It's a private school. It's going to be super expensive. If you're in a position where you need to save money, I would say audition for Berklee. If you get a full ride, go. If you do not get a full ride and you are in high school and you're graduating, find the schools that partner with Berklee. And if there is one in your area, I would definitely recommend get all the gen eds out of the way. There's also Berklee Online, which is cheaper because you're at home. If you want to start off that way and see if you like the classes, it's completely different though because you're not in the environment, but whatever. Those are for my people who are need-based. That was the smartest choice for me because I'm a need-based student. If you don't get a full ride the first time, you can just keep reapplying. While you're reapplying, you could be taking classes. If it's not a partner school, you might be wasting your time because a lot of the credits you're not going to transfer. Moving on, let's get to Berklee. Let's get to actually getting to Berklee. What's the fun of this video if we don't get to that part? You're in Berklee. I would recommend getting to Berklee a week before or a couple days before. That's if you're living off campus, that's probably possible. If you're living on campus, I don't really know how that process works. I guess there's no point into that because you just have to come in during moving day and just struggle and be on the struggle bus. Again, I lived off campus, but I can tell you what I saw from the people that lived on campus. Everybody gets there on moving day. It's literally just people's suitcases on the streets because they're figuring out where to go. Berklee is very good with that. They put signs everywhere. I would recommend probably not bringing too much stuff just because if you're rooming with somebody, the rooms are tiny. I've seen them. Let's get to orientation. Orientation is a full packed schedule. They have activities for you all day, every day. You get to learn about Berklee, you get to learn about its resources. You get to do fun things with all the kids from orientation week. There's activities where they split you off into groups, and that group, you're with them pretty much most of orientation, and then you guys go into the bigger group of all the students in orientation. If you were thinking about missing it, I would really say do not. That is where you get a ton of Instagrams. You make a lot of connections during orientation week. Do not miss orientation week, especially when you split off into groups. That group, you're gonna know who they all are. That's how you meet friends. That's how you get invited to things. Come in knowing that everyone's gonna be doing whatever the heck they want. With a whole bunch of students and no parents. People are wildin'. There's gonna be a lot of characters in Berklee. There's characters, there's egos. Don't come in there thinking everything's gonna be rainbow and butterflies. There's gonna be fake people. There's people of all ages. Next, we have the actual school. I'm going to burst your bubble a little bit. I love Berklee. Do not get me wrong. I'm so grateful that I get to go there. But before you go to Berklee, please know that it is just a school. Berklee College of Music. It's a college. You're going there to study. It's gonna feel like school. And this is not High School Musical. You know, there's no bet on it. None of that's happening. We're not all standing up and doing a flash mob in the cafeteria. That's not what's happening. Like, it's a whole bunch of students and music students at that, sitting around, studying together. It's college. The only difference is the classes you're studying are crazy. You get to sit in a class and learn about songwriting. You can sit in a class and learn about music business. If you're into EDM, making EDM music, there's classes for that. Conducting, you would think like, what? All I have to say, it is just a school. Remember, people are not going to be perfect. Classes are not like the walls are made out of gold. It's not like that. It looks like a regular classroom. You're sitting at a regular desk. The desk that comes like that and you put it in front of you and you're taking notes, you're sitting on that. Work on those expectations. We'll work on them together and get them right, because yeah, the atmosphere. So here's something that actually shocked me. As I said, it is very diverse, and I actually have friends from all around the world, which is really cool. But what I did not expect was it's very divided. So I'm mixed, so I guess this was kind of a problem for me, because I was like, what is happening here? Point is, everybody kind of sticks to their own culture. And there's just like groups of people, they just stay together. I thought everybody was just gonna be together and everyone talking to everyone all the time. You can tell that one culture will stay in one area, and that's like their area. And that's where they hang out every single day. The administration, again, this is just a college. I get frustrated with the administration all the time. Know this now, they're not gonna give you a spoon of food and feed it for you. If you want to learn something, if you want to get to know something, you have to research it, and you have to go talk to the people and find out and investigate. Do not go into Berklee expecting that people are going to give you all the answers right off the bat. You need to have that drive for yourself. If you want to find out something, if you're confused about something, you need to figure it out, and you need to find out. No one's going to figure it out for you.
2 hours later.
Small recap, my phone died. I was using natural light, obviously, so it was nighttime, and I was like, oh, maybe I should just do it again tomorrow. But I'm gonna finish this section today because I'm realizing I'm gonna have to do this in parts. There's just too much to talk about. I really just hope that this is helpful for somebody, someone out there. If you need help financially, there are people like case managers you can talk to that'll help you out. There's an emergency fund, like if your computer breaks in the middle of the semester or something, you can write to the school and they can help you pay for it. The special circumstances, you know, something's going on with your family that's just recent, you need help, they can help out a little bit if you get approved. Another thing is the Thrive Scholarship. That's a huge one. That's actually what I'm waiting on right now to see if I can continue at Berklee or not. It can be rough, but honestly, at any college, you're gonna find that the administration is gonna be a little bit whack. You're gonna get frustrated with something. That shouldn't be something that should turn you off about Berklee. It's just a thing you have to deal with in any college. Ooh, big fat advice. If you're doing harmony, you're doing ear training, and it's hard for you, get tutoring. I think some classes can slip through the cracks, and there's so many classes. Like, I think my first semester had 9 classes. The workload can be so much that if you get tutoring, you have that private time to be like, okay, let's make sure you don't fall behind in this. Let's talk about this and go over every single thing you're confused about. Underrated, so underrated. The minute you start school, sign up for tutoring because it goes away quickly. All the slots fill up. ¿Qué más hay? Receipt. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna conclude part 1. So with that being said, thank you for listening to part 1. Part 2 will be coming out very soon. And I really hope this was helpful. If it was helpful at all, please leave a comment. If you have any other questions, I'm gonna leave my Instagram down below. You can DM me. And yeah, that's all I have for you folks. Love you guys. You guys are cute. Remember that you're purposed, remember that you're special, and remember that you're chosen. I love you guys, and have a good night or good morning, whatever time, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. Okay, I have to go. Love you guys, bye.